Welcome back to another video. I'm really excited to share this one with you guys. I have been making a piece of art every single day for a week and I am so pleased with the outcomes. I feel really motivated and inspired, and I'm actually really pleased with some of the pieces of work that I created. It was just a really fun challenge. It was super light-hearted and I didn't take it too seriously. I have seen a couple of other people do this on YouTube, so I was definitely inspired by them, and I'm just really pleased that I did this little challenge for myself, and hopefully I can carry on in the future. So I really hope that you guys enjoy the video. Welcome to the voiceover for this video. I've never done a voiceover like this before, so you might have to just bear with me a little bit. Also, if you don't want to listen to the voiceover, feel free to mute me and play your own music in the background. If you just want to watch me painting and things, that's totally fine and I completely understand that. So I started off on the first day and I was like, I'll just take it easy and paint a background for one of my prints, and then once it was dry my plan was to print on it, which I didn't get around to until quite a little bit later. I really wanted to push myself and use some new colours. I mean, I'm not going completely out there, I'm just using a little bit of a darker blue to start off with. I did mix this colour. Originally I wanted to mix like a purple, but with the colours I had it just wasn't making a nice purple, so I settled on this kind of grey blue, and I also added some pink. I was just trying to make this piece like as colourful as I can. The paints that I'm using are the Xcut soft body acrylics. They're my absolute favourite paints for using if I'm painting a background that I'm also going to print on. It just works really well for me and I just absolutely love the colours. I feel like the colour payoff on the paper is really good and I just really enjoy using them. They sit on the paper really nicely, and today I was using a cardi paper, so it's a really thick cotton rag paper. I always find when I'm using like a lot of paint and things I need a really thick paper just to like absorb some of the paint and stuff. I then sort of moved on to painting a little sunset. I don't know why I did this. I never really paint things like this or anything. I just wanted to start off kind of slow with trying to make art every single day, so I was not pushing myself at all on the first day. I went super simple, painting a background of one of my prints, then I had some paint left over in my little bowl where I put the paint, and I decided to paint a little sunset. I definitely don't think either of these pieces are super successful, but I just wanted to like try things and experiment with things this week and just kind of like see how I can push myself and what kind of things I want to paint and kind of things like that. On day 2 I had already painted the background of this, and then I wanted to do like more of a detailed painting, and blue and orange is one of my favourite colour combinations at the moment. I just love it so much. I remember back when I was in primary school we did like an art class and we learned about the colour wheel, and I learned that orange and blue are opposites on the colour wheel, so I decided to do like a drawing with orange and blue, and ever since then it's been one of my favourite kind of colour combinations. And I think it works really well for doing like little leaves and things, especially with the blue on top of the orange because it's just really bright and it stands out really well. So I didn't really use reference photos for any of my drawings. I was just kind of drawing from my mind. That's why a lot of the leaves that I draw and things kind of look quite similar, because I just literally draw from my mind, and as soon as I'd drawn this little flower in the top corner I thought I'd completely ruined it and I was so unhappy with my work. I feel like that kind of happens to me a lot when I'm just starting out painting or drawing. I really don't like what I'm doing at all, and then the more I add the better it gets, but as soon, when I'd done these little flowers I was like, what on earth have I done? And I really didn't like it, but I kept going because I was like, I don't want to waste the piece, and in the end it did turn out quite well. I'm pretty pleased with it. I just really wanted to use this challenge to have fun and not put too much pressure on myself and just explore what I wanted to paint and what I wanted to create. And I'm in like a massive floral phase and like loads of leaves at the moment. That's what I'm super inspired by, and that's all that I want to draw and paint. It's definitely like a theme throughout this video. There's so many leaves and little flowers and things, and I think it's maybe because I'm super excited for spring. The weather in the UK right now is literally so bad. In fact, it's just started raining. I don't know if you'll be able to hear that, but I just can't wait for spring. And I think that also might be why I'm making super colourful artwork, because I'm just really excited for spring and summer this year. Winter has been like really difficult. It's been so cold and super rainy. We've had a couple of days of like dry weather and now it's back to rain, and I also can't wait for the light evenings and things. So that's something that I'm definitely waiting for, and something that I'm trying to like create in my artwork, kind of, with the bright colours and things like that. I also decided to add some pale pink to this piece, and I think it really brings the whole piece together. I think if I had just done the blue and the orange, the piece is quite flat, whereas the pink really adds a little bit of like extra texture and things, I feel like, and I'm just super pleased with this piece overall. This is the second day of the challenge, and I feel like I was really like coming into my own with what I wanted to create, and I'm just really pleased with how this piece turned out, especially because at the start when I thought that it was going to be so bad, and I thought like I just had no idea what I was doing with it. As I said, I didn't use a reference photo or anything, so there's no symmetry and it's just completely random, but I wanted to like challenge myself to fill the whole page, because obviously most of the time I do printmaking and that just involves sort of one print on the page, and I've really wanted to be like so much more experimental with painting, and that's part of this challenge this week, is for me to experiment with as much as I can and just be super free with my work. I've spoken about being free with my work honestly so much recently, but I feel like painting really allows me to be super free with my work, and the kind of shapes and things that I can create I then want to transfer into my Lino prints. I did do a little bit of printing later in the week, just some more experimental printing and things, which is kind of my goal for this year, is to be so much more experimental with both my painting and my printing and combine them both into like mixed media and things. On day 3, I wanted to do another painting, but I wanted to use a slightly different colour combination, so I started out with a dark blue. I really like dark blue at the moment. My nails are dark blue and it was kind of giving me like a good energy, so I really wanted to use this dark blue for this painting. For this painting I was using the Winsor & Newton acrylic, and I definitely don't like it as much. I don't think the colour payoff is as good, and it goes super patchy on the paper, but the colour is super pretty. I definitely prefer the Xcut soft body acrylics. Just for my personal painting, I find that the Winsor & Newton acrylic doesn't spread as easily on the page, and it doesn't give like even lines, and it's quite patchy. As you can see, I feel like you can definitely see it in the video. But I really wanted to kind of experiment with some new colours and bring some new colours into my work. You might have noticed, but at the moment my colour palette is very much blue, orange and pink, I feel anyway, and I really wanted to kind of push myself with exploring some new colours, using some new paints and like also different brands of paints, because I haven't used the Winsor & Newton acrylic for literally such a long time. I must have got them to do my A-levels or my GCSEs, so literally like 5 years ago. That's such a long time. No wonder the paint's a bit like not the best. So I feel like I would maybe buy the Winsor & Newton professional acrylic, I think it's called, again, and when it's like a new tube I'll maybe have a different opinion on it, but at the moment I'm just really enjoying the Xcut soft body acrylic, so that's what I used for the pink background. As the days progressed, I do feel like I came more into my own with creating the artwork, and I got more inspired. When I first decided to start, I literally just started off on like a complete whim, so the pieces at the beginning of the week are definitely not the best, and I feel like I definitely found my flow. I started off by doing the pieces in the morning, so I would like get up a little bit earlier and do them before work and things, and I just find that in the morning I was feeling so much more motivated than in the evenings to make the pieces of work, because it's light now in the mornings, so I had really nice daylight for when I was painting or drawing or printing or whatever, and I just felt super inspired. So I definitely found that I got more into the flow of it as the week went on, and doing the artwork in the mornings was definitely more successful for me, and I think that's when I'm most productive and when my kind of creative energy is at its best. So that's what worked really well for me. I did really enjoy the challenge of making a piece of artwork every day. I kind of wish that I had done it in a sketchbook and then I could just like look back and see what I had done. But at the moment I don't actually have a sketchbook, so I do need to go and buy one, and then hopefully I can like carry on doing a little piece of work or a sketch every single day, because so I don't know if I've mentioned it before on here, but I do journal every single day, and I found that I would journal in the mornings and then make the piece of artwork straight after, and it was just like a really good start to my morning. And I know it's like super privileged to have the time to do this and that I'm able to do this, and I feel so lucky that I was able to do this, but it just really set me up for my day super well, and some of the pieces didn't take me very long, sort of like 5 minutes and things, but I just found that it was a really good start to my day, and it helped me to feel more creative throughout the day. So it was definitely a super positive thing that I've done, and I'm really pleased that I did it. On day 4, I wanted to try something else. I have spoken about drawing ink quite a lot recently because I got super inspired after I did this painting with some drawing ink. I've really been loving it. I have used drawing ink in the past to draw onto some lino, just to transfer my design onto the lino, and it's literally my favourite thing at the moment. I just love like the texture of the ink and how it looks on the paper. It sits so beautifully on top of the paper and it just looks absolutely gorgeous. I just really like working with it as a medium. It's definitely one of my favourites at the moment, I would say. And after this I got so inspired and I did loads more. I also meant to go to the art shop to go and get some drawing ink in like a royal blue and some different colours, but I honestly was too lazy to walk into town to go and get them. So hopefully in the future you will see some coloured drawing inks, because I just think that they are so beautiful. It's definitely one of my favourite mediums, and especially for painting onto the lino, I just absolutely love how the prints turn out. I just think it gives that really like free flowing painted look to the prints, which is something that I'm really going for at the moment and something that I really enjoy. I also just really enjoy using the drawing ink to put the design onto lino, because it's so much less structured than if I was like drawing a design on paper and tracing it onto the lino, and it's just something that I really like at the moment. I also really like how this little piece turned out. I think it's definitely one of my favourites from the week. I absolutely love it so much. And again, at first when I did the first leaves I was like, literally, what have I done? It looks awful, but I'm so pleased with how it turned out. On day 5 I wanted to do a little bit of printing, so I decided to print on the backgrounds I had painted earlier in the week. I chose this kind of pale blue colour because it is one of my favourite colours. For this I just mixed the Cranfield ink in Prussian blue and opaque white, and honestly you only need like the tiniest little bit of blue because it is so pigmented. If you use a lot you'll end up with a really dark blue. I didn't really know how this print was going to turn out because the colour is kind of similar to some of the blues on the background that I had painted, but I do kind of want to experiment a little bit more with creating more not kind of abstract prints, but more, I don't really know what the word is, more kind of prints that are like a bit weird, and I really do like how this turned out. I think it's quite different for me, and you can't really see it, but in real life you can see it a little bit better. I had also painted a dark blue background, and I wanted to print on that with this pale blue ink as well, so I just chose one of my other lino blocks. This is one of my favourite blocks, honestly. It's my Protect the Planet lino block. I just love the meaning behind it and the message, and I did kind of want to experiment with how I can make this print look a little bit more interesting, and just kind of experimenting with this lino block. So the dark blue background, as you can see, is like super patchy because I used that Winsor & Newton acrylic again, and it's really not the best for printing on either. I definitely prefer the Liquitex soft body acrylic for painting a background for printing on. It didn't turn out amazing, but I really like the colour combination. I am going to cut down the sides of it so it doesn't have like that massive blue border. I think that would help it look a little bit better. On day 6, I decided I was going to use the drawing ink again because I'm really just enjoying it at the moment. I can't explain that enough. I wanted to do a little bit more of a simple design, and I also got a really nice new candle. It's like a lilac colour and it smells absolutely amazing. So it smells super like fresh and kind of like spring flowers, so I was feeling really inspired to paint some more leaves and some more flowers, which honestly I feel like is the theme of this video. But again, I was super pleased with how this little sketch turned out. I really like it. It is very similar to a lino print that I have done already, but I just really like how it turned out, and I think it looks super nice, and I would maybe like to do this as a lino print in the future. I just really like the composition of the different leaves and things. So I didn't actually quite do 7 days, I missed out one day, but I think my favourite piece overall is this one. I just absolutely love this like little sketch, and I think I'm definitely going to turn it into a lino print. This one's definitely my favourite. My overall thoughts on it was super positive, and I would definitely like to do it again. Some of the pieces of work were not amazing, and that's okay. I think that's absolutely fine because experimentation is like the way to improve, and that was kind of like my focus for this week, was just trying to improve, practice, learn new skills, try out new materials and things, and I definitely think I did that. So overall I'm so pleased. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon with a new video.